Hey guys, this is Matthew here. Today I want to continue my series about talking about the things that I'm going to watch or play and do all that this year. And we're going to talk about my most recent, or my second most recent game that I beat this year, which was Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. And if you've heard anything about this game, the general consensus is that it is amazing. It won a bunch of awards at the Game Awards 2020. It was in contention for Game of the Year that year by a lot of people. So the background behind this with me is that I played it in 2020, but I never fully got into it because I never fully dedicated the time to beating it. So I had played a bit of this game, but then when the final cut rolled around, I got it for my Xbox Series X, and the final cut includes voice acting, new quest, and since I didn't beat the original game, I don't know what the new quests are. I've restarted the original game a couple times, and I never got farther than the first day, but I really loved the first day, which is why I got it again, and I fully played it to completion now. And so yeah, is this game as phenomenal as people say? Well, I would say it certainly is. So Disco Elysium, let's talk about what it is. It is an isometric RPG, hardcore RPG, kind of. And so let's talk about synopsis. So, well, isometric means you're looking up from above, and you kind of like uh, Pillars of Eternity, I think, or Wasteland 3, stuff like that. But it's isometric. XCOM. That's a good example. It doesn't play like XCOM at all. It's just that's an example of the kind of what isometric is. RPG is a role-playing game. You make choices, you play a role, and let me tell you, this game is a role-playing game. You can be so let me talk about the story first. No spoilers. We'll start off with the story is you're a cop and you've lost your memory. You have a past of you figure out you have a past being alcoholic, and you have a past of drug abuse, but you don't remember anything. And so throughout the game you'll learn more about yourself and who you are as a cop. And since you have amnesia and you've forgotten everything, you get to decide what kind of cop you're going to be. Are you going to relapse? Are you going to be really into drugs? Are you going to be a communist? Are you going to be free, or like not free? Are you going to be like corporatist, basically? A hardcore capitalist? Are you going to be a goody two shoes cop? You know, by the book. You know, you can be really who you want to be in this game. And the writing in this game is phenomenal. As you've probably already known, if you know what this game is, it's stellar. Yeah, it's a really good game. And then, so the synopsis is you wake up, you have amnesia, there's this body in the backyard, you've been partying too hard, and the body's back there, and you've been there, and you haven't done anything about it, and you need to solve this murder. And the game is really good about how it goes about this, because you can get the body down. You might not be able to get the body down because you have to do some stuff. You can beat the whole game without investigating the body, which is kind of insane. When I learned after I beat the game, I read that. I did get the body down. That was like my number one goal. I spent so long trying to figure out how to do that because it is a task. The skills, I mean, they're just it has one of the most unique set of skills. There's not really combat in this game. It's basically just talking to people, and so it's like dialogue checks and like dice rolling, kinda, which isn't as bad as it sounds because I know I hear dice rolling. I'm like, ugh, dice rolling, but it's not that bad. There were some. I did save scum a little bit, and I would save and reload to get to pass a dialogue check that I shouldn't fail. Like if I have a 70 something, I want to pass that, you know. And so skills are like empathy, suggestion. You know, it's just like there. It's more personality traits, which is it's just so unique and interesting. No other games really like that. And I know like this game is going to have a big influence on the future. Like Josh Sawyer of Obsidian is heavily rumored that his game is going to be a murder mystery game, and it's all dialogue, no combat, heavily inspired by Disco Elysium and its success. And that is a first-party studio game from Microsoft. Or it's rumored to be right now. Rumored that that's what the game will be, and hopefully that comes true. I have faith in that. So this game is gonna end up being pretty influential. Yeah, so let's like really talk about the game now, because I've described what it is. I've kind of said the story. Let's talk about why it's good, why the writing's good. Well, as I already kind of said, there's a lot of like variety and choices in how you can play the game and how you can role play. So like you can befriend a kid, you can beat him up, you can like help kids make a like not a bar, it's like a dance club in a church, or you can like kick them out. There's just so much choice. You can help a corrupt union boss. You can ignore him, which is what I did. I basically ignored him. It's just so unique, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this game. You have a partner, Kim Kitsuragi. I love Kim. I mean, I'm sure everyone who plays this game is going to tell you that they love Kim, and it's just good. Take my word. The voice acting, all the voice acting was great. The game's it took me about 18 hours to beat, so it's actually a decently long game for what it is, and I just really loved this game. I know it's not the most in-depth analysis, but like I don't want to spoil it because I want you to play it for yourself. The voice acting is great. The writing's good. Like the writing in this game is phenomenal, and the gameplay is just talking to people and just solving a case. Like you're called, the detective you learn is called the can opener, because he always gets people to open up to him, and you really see that in this game because it's just talking to him, problem solving, and figuring things out, you know. And this game was really good. I'm going to talk spoilers now. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not going to talk spoilers. And yeah, I know I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit here, so I'm gonna kind of summarize that this game. I'll probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, those numbers don't really mean anything. I would say it's a buy your money, but I'd say it's really good. So the shortcomings of the game, because there is a lot of talking, it did start to kind of grate on me near the end. Just kind of talking about random stuff that I didn't feel like mattered. Like, you talk about a lot of cryptids, I think they are. Plasmids, not cryptids. No, not plasmids. That's Bioshock. It's cryptids. And there's just a bunch of stories about these bugs. And it's probably because I really rushed it, maybe. Or not rushed it. It's because I played it all in succession. There hit a certain point where I was like, I don't care about the cryptids, bro. I want to experience the main story or the interesting stuff. So There were some times where I did skip some dialogue, even though it was good. Like, it was good. I just didn't really care about the cryptids and stuff. But other than that, I mean, if you're okay with talking to people, great gameplay. I love hardcore RPG stuff like that. There's different endings. There's like, you know, all your choices kind of. There's a moment where your choices kind of all come together and stuff, and it affects like lives and stuff. I don't want to spoil, but it's really good. And my final verdict will be get the game. The graphics are good. You know, they're isometric. It has a very unique art style. I don't know how I've went this far and didn't talk about the art style. You know, it's a really good art style. And yeah, Disco Elysium's good. Go play it.